What's up? We got Supergirl, Season 2, Episode 7, The Darkest Place. So this episode starts off with Kara basically saying, the Guardian, he's not all that. The people shouldn't be praising the Guardian because he really doesn't do anything. And James is like, are you really thinking they need some competition? And Kara's like, competition? Why didn't you wear a mask? And here's the biggest problem. Because Kara met the Flash already. And she didn't have a big problem with him wearing a mask. Why did you have a problem? I'm like, you know the Flash, Kara. What is wrong with you? Cause she doesn't need a mask. Why does Guardian need one? I'm like, you know the Flash by this point. Why does you know the Flash by this point? And they're basically like, where's Mon-El? And Kara's like, he's probably like sleeping with some woman or doing something for Eve or sleeping with some other lady. And then we see him in Cadmus, where Mon-El escaped, but then they have Jean. But then we see Jean in a DEO. So who's that? Cause I'm like, but Jean's in DEO. So how do they have him at Cadmus? And basically, and they're like, yeah, so Guardian basically leaves this guy alive. But then another vigilante kills him. So that basically makes them think, oh, Guardian killed this guy. Guardian's an enemy threat. So Snapper is back in this episode after being gone for like one episode, and he's basically I'm trying to move my camera. And he's basically James, you're like Kara, you're really into these superheroes, and he's like into the super. And he's like, yeah, your best friend's a Superman. Of course, you're gonna defend a superhero like Guardian. Don't like Snapper. Still don't like Snapper. I still don't like Snapper Car. And but anyway, we see the team. So then we see Cardinals the Flash already. Why does she have a problem with people wearing masks? She knows the Flash. So Alex is basically mad at Maggie because Alex is like, Maggie, I came out to you. Then you told me to tell Kara, which I did, and then only for you to tell me that you didn't like me. So what's the point? So what's up with that? That is basically Myra. Like, what is wrong with Maggie? She basically like Alex comes out to her, then she's like, tell Kara, then she kisses her, and then she's basically like, oh, I only like you as a friend? That's one of the most misleading things I've ever seen. She's like, oh, I like you as a friend, but tell your sister that you're... And then I also like how she only refers Kara as the sister. Like, when she's meeting Kara, she's like, oh. She's like, oh, the sister. Because she doesn't know Kara's name, I'm guessing. And she's like, Alex has told me some stuff about you. So yeah. So Kara gets abducted by Cadmus when she goes to find Mon-El, but then she meets with Jean Jones. She's like, Jean Jones? And he's like, I should have took you out when I had the chance. I should have locked you in an alien cell when I had the chance. And she's like, you're Hank Henshaw. The real Hank Henshaw. Bum. Hank Henshaw's not dead, and he's really alive, just like Jeremiah, but they made us believe he was dead. And then he's like, I'm not Hank Henshaw. Hank Henshaw is dead. I'm Cyborg Superman. Whatever you... Okay. Even though you look nothing like Cyborg Superman. If you know what Cyborg Superman looks like, he's basically just Clark, but with a cyborg. He's just Clark, but with a robot body. You can't just call yourself Cyborg Superman and expect the audience to take. You can't just call him Cyborg Superman and expect the audience to be okay with it. CW. That's not how that works. You can't just say, "Oh, he's Cyborg Superman," no matter. Like, it would make sense if he was really a clone of Clark, and that's why he called himself Cyborg Superman. But just to call yourself Cyborg Superman just because you have like a cyborg eye, that just because you have a robotic eye, and you hide it with a half of a mask, and you still sound like Batman. Why does every angry character that I've seen wanna try out their best Batman impression? I don't like wearing hockey pads. Why does every character I've seen, even the Arrow episode I'm about to review after this one, Tickle sounds exactly like Batman? What is wrong with it? So he's like, hey. And he's like, hey, I was about to escape when I ran into Jean. She's like, hey, yeah, that's not Jean. That's the real Hank Henshaw I told you about. Yeah, they're about to escape, but then who shows up? Jeremiah Danvers. And he basically saves Kara, but he's like, hey, I gotta stay here. And she's like, what do you mean? If I told Alex you're alive, he would want me to save you. And he's like, Alex is always strong of us, so they let her go. Yeah. And then as they're looking, and he's like, why are you always defending Guardian? And he's like, if you don't tell me who Guardian is, when I will do something you don't like with my finger. And then he's like, it's James. And she's like, wait, you're kidding? You're really letting James go out there and play superhero? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm calling Kara. And she's like, you can't tell Kara. And he's like, you can't tell Kara. You can't tell Maggie. You can't tell anyone. So so she basically says, hey, Guardian's innocent. But she's like, yeah? How do you know? And she's like, I can't tell you that. And she's like, come on, Alex, we're friends. And she's like, hold up, Maggie. We're not really friends. You basically told me that you basically told me to come out to Kara, and then when I tried to kiss you, you told me that you weren't ready and that I was fresh off the boat and that we should be friends. So what the crap, Maggie? What's wrong? Yeah. So, yeah, what is up with this? 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 So yeah, so they decide to go. So Kara breaks out, but then Kara breaks. And she basically says, question Lena, and is like, Kara's like, when she was in Cadmus, she was questioning Lillian about how Lena would know, how Lena would feel, and she's like, basically, I don't like aliens because the aliens turned against Lex, because Lex was just this guy, and he proposed to Superman. And what does Superman do? Make the whole world think Lex is evil and lock him behind bars. Lex is the real Superman. No, he's not. Lex is not the real Superman. Lex is evil. Lex is an evil guy. Lex is an evil guy. Lex is evil. So they say, so John confronts Magon about how she's White Martian, and she's like, yeah, she was the one who broke herself out of jail, who was the White Martian, went rogue and decided to, who didn't like the killings. Like, we all didn't know that, or didn't theorize that she was the one. As soon as she said the theory back when she and John first saw each other, I was like, she's probably the one who saved herself. I was right. And then John's like, show yourself. And she's like, this is for my people. And then locks her up. But then she's like, her blood is turning him into White Martian. And there's nothing he can do about that. Yeah. So basically, the other question, why did Lena Luthor want Kara's blood? So that's the next episode, but I'm gonna say in this episode. So then we see Cyborg Superman. I don't care what he calls himself. We see him break into Fortress of Solitude and use Kara's blood to make Kelly sink his Kara. And he's like, he wants to know the project called Medusa, which is the next episode title. But okay, that was a good episode. I gotta say that was a good episode. It was really good. It was a really good episode. But Cyborg Superman, that's the best you could come up with for Hank Hensshaw's evil. So he survived. Cadmus turned him into a cyborg, but he looks nothing like Cyborg Superman. I could post a picture of Cyborg Superman, which I can't because I don't have editing skills. But imagine a picture of Cyborg Superman popped on the screen next to this character, and I would be like, yeah, that looks nothing like Cyborg Superman. You cannot tell me that's Cyborg Superman. But anyway, that was it for this video, and I'll see you next time for more Supergirl. Wow.